should adjust the camera a little bit. Greg Medford Knife, MKT USA, and ASK Knives. How are you all doing? Man, cool stuff abound. I'm going to talk a little bit about knives and promotion we're doing, and then maybe I'll do a little political rant at the end because there's stuff to talk about. So, first things first, we have a new website. Go to medfordknife.com, check it out. There's a lot of stuff there that wasn't there before and becoming a more and more robust universe as we speak. We designed a challenge coin. Now, if you go to get challenge coins, that's what they're called. They're called challenge coins. So you kind of hold one in your hand. Like I got a collection of them over here. Let's say this one right here. It's a little Navy SEAL Team 4 coin. You kind of hold it in your hand, and it's a little camaraderie thing. You can kind of challenge each other in a bar. It's kind of funny. Or if somebody does something cool for your unit, you palm one in their hand. And it's a way of kind of letting somebody into the club a little bit with a little talisman. Here's the thing about challenge coins. They're all made in China. There's only one company that makes them here in the U.S., and it's kind of limited. It's definitely not in the cool category. Sorry, American made. But I tried getting these made for years, and we couldn't find anybody. And then we found some people who said they made them here, and it turns out they didn't make them here. So it was kind of frustrating. So whenever you get your hands on a challenge coin, it was not made in the United States almost ever. And it's always a material that flows. So it could be nickel, silver, or bronze, or brass, something that kind of flows a little bit. I wanted to do something, of course, over the top, completely different, and we did. And guys, they're pretty cool. It would be hard for me to state how neat I think these are, but I'm going to show you in case you haven't seen one. So I'm going to put it at an angle so you can see. These take hours to make on a laser, carving out the titanium. They're not just etched on here. They're very, very tactile. So this is a piece of 1/8-inch thick titanium. It's the lightest challenge coin you'll ever get your hands on. And we've got both our akimbo angled logo here and here with the flag in it, and a bunch of our knife designs in miniature. Now, you may not be able to see it really well, but below the top layer are more versions of the knives underneath. So lots and lots of knife layers. It's pretty cool. A lot of dimensionality to it. It says Virtus Super Omnia, so truth above all. Medford Knife and Tool. It's got our two flagship knife designs on there: the Praetorian, and our Merc 1. And then on the back side, it's got our little saying that we wanted to put on there, some patriotic stuff, the flag and my original logo. These are super cool. Now, what we've done is, this is not the first version. This is the first version of it. Let me show you a version that's more correct. So here is the latest version of this. You'll notice on here, there's a little dog tag right there hanging off. Let me see if I can get it in there. And let me see if I touch it. No, it's hanging off. Let me see if I can get the light just right. It's hanging off the logo, and this one says 011. Yeah, the Merc 1 is flagship status. We sold so many of them so fast and have had so much interest in them. I put them on the coin, and it is definitely like the beginnings of the company and our current kind of all bookended by our two hottest models in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, the Merc 1, actually, guys, I've been carrying it. It's such a nice knife. I've never really liked the OTFs. They rattle a little too much, and I understand why. If you make them too tight a tolerance, they can drive you crazy. I'm used to crazy, so we made it with crazy tight tolerance. They usually have a blade that's a little too small for me. I'm not, I haven't really liked them in the past. The thumb actuator's too diggy. There's too many things on it that are kind of dig in, and kind of clunky feeling to me, and we came up with a different version of the knife, different insides. It's got a different feel. It's very silky smooth. It's got a real classy Rolls-Royce feel to it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. As we've had our delays getting that knife out to the public, the knife has gotten so much better. It's pretty amazing. So we have our first batch of completed clips. They'll start processing on Thursday, I believe, either Thursday or Monday. And then we've agreed on the badging. It's got a logo with an arrow blowing through it because the final design of the knife has got a crossbow on it. It's really cool. The proofing strike knives all have the honeycomb scattered on the exterior. But after that, when they're in production, those are going to be engraved with the crossbow. It's pretty cool. The distinction for the proof run is really just the adornment on the outside of the handle. We'll only do those because that engraving is so time consuming and expensive. We'll only do that on the first run. And then from there on out, you'll see the crossbow bolt on it with an arrow. It's pretty cool. And chevrons. It's a chevron crossbow design. Anyways, so here's what we're going to do with the new website. The first 100 purchases that happen on the website. Now we actually have a vault show coming up at the end of this week. So we'll count down to that. If you go there today and you click on the vault button on the top left of the website, medfordknife.com, there's a countdown there. You can preview all the knives that are in the countdown vault going on at the end of this week. But what we're going to do is for all of those knives and the first 100 that in total that ship off the new website, we're going to throw in one of these coins. These coins will not be available for 10 or 20 bucks. These coins probably cost about $100 a piece to make. People say, why would you do that, Greg? That's insane. Well, you can't stamp titanium and get it to flow in with current industry equipment. So nobody's making titanium coins. The only way you can make them is to carve them or mill them. And we're carving them with the laser. So they take a couple hours each to make, and a laser costs about $60,000, and it's about $50 to $60 per hour of actual expense cost to use. And if it takes 2 hours to make it, you can see it's $120 just to make one. So I wouldn't do this to make a million of them, but to make some really special pieces to accompany a knife that's going out. It's kind of cool. So what we'll do is when these go out, we'll put a little note in there about the coin. And I think they're going to become a thing over time because they're so unique. And what we've done is really like stepped up a really, really cool design. So we're working on some textures. This one's got a lot of texturing in the background to get some depth and some kind of feel. We did one gold one for the giveaway that we did for the K-bar giveaway that we did for the stone knife. We did one gold one to the president of the company, to the CEO, and then we did to some runners up. We sent a few of them out. These are not going to be for sale for 25 bucks on the website. These are going to be special coins that accompany little special events that I'm having. And I had a bank that did my company a solid, and I gave the president of the bank number one. He's a knife guy. He was beside himself. So they're really, really cool. They're 2 inches in diameter. They're kind of geared on the outside. They've got, and I've got them in various states, right? So I've got it just off laser, which is kind of flat and evil looking. And then we've got the one I showed you that's all polished on the faces. And then we've got this one that's raw tumbled. So we're kind of coming up with our favorite look right now. We're in the middle of it. But the first 100 sales, they will get a numbered titanium dominance coin. Now, everybody has challenge coins. There's nothing to challenge us. It's just sheer dominance. We used to say we need to make sure that we command the battle space with air superiority. Well, as soon as we started fighting militaries that didn't have air forces, or like we blew up the whole air force in the first day, then we talk about air dominance. I like it. So these are dominance coins. They're not challenge coins. There's no challenge. We're not challenging anybody. Nobody can challenge us. It's just sheer and utter dominance. It is a dominance coin. So Go to the new website, medfordknife.com. Snoop around in there. There's a bunch of cool things. If you guys spot anything that's funky, feel free to reach out to us on the contact page. Let us know about that. I'm so excited. I always wanted a challenge coin, and it was kind of like I couldn't get what I wanted to do something just different than everybody else. I didn't want to do cloisonne. I didn't want to do just the same old thing. So I went with this engraved kind of handmade version. Yeah, somebody just asked about. Okay, so if you order now, we will record the first 100 orders off the new website. It's just to promote the new website a little bit. So that would be any knife you currently order off there, or if you buy a knife from the vault this week. But there are lead times to almost everything, but the vault items are all immediately available. So if you get your Antic, if you order a knife that is not available right now, but it's available in 9 months, it come out of production in 9 months, you'll get the coin when you get your knife. Let me think for a second. For those of you who are waiting for the OTF proof strikes, those are mostly done, and they're mostly waiting on the clips and the last of the blades. So we're cranking into those. I mean, I think we're halfway through them, like pretty solidly assembled and done. So once the clips are all done, we'll put those on, package them up, do the last little bit of testing, and cross our fingers, do the sign of the cross, send them out. We've had a lot of time to play with this knife. I've had it in the hands of pretty much almost every famous knife maker you can think of, and everybody's eyes popped up when they use it. Then they wiggle around the parts and listen to it, and they're like, oh, Greg, this is really nice. So I really didn't know that much about OTFs. It's kind of an engineering challenge, and my cousin Steve and I was like, hey, you want to do this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, we'll do it. But will we get a coin for the weight? No, Brian, you won't. That was a different deal. That's then, this is now. So anybody who buys in 100 knives of the first knives bought off the new website, they will get a coin. For everyone who bought the OTFs, the OTF was not part of the deal, and I'm not throwing it in. They take 2 hours a piece to make. It's more than making the knife. Let me deliver the knives to you, okay? So appreciate everyone's patience. It's well worth the wait. The knife is literally 10 times better than it was when you guys bought them. I think it was 17 months ago, 18 months ago, maybe a little bit more. But they're all coming around the mountain, and they're really, really nice. Merc, as in mercenary. There's something about it that drives me crazy. I put this in like old men's hands who are like really nice guys, like bankers, finance guys, and they get their hand on it, and they get their other thumb, and they push it. You should see the look on their face. Like, old guys that wear suits old guys in suits that are like soft gentlemen, they just get this little kid like, oh my God, I think I just stole something look on their face. So it's kind of fun. And then to watch them, they go to pull it back, and then you see them, they're thinking, you see them, they're like, how does that work? Wait a minute. Do a little switch out, little switch back, then I jams out. They're like, oh my God. So you almost like I had a retired engineer in his 80s. He was 88 years old, and he pushed it out, and he was like, and he pulled it back, and he goes, oh. He goes, oh. He just kind of was laughing to himself. He goes, oh, Greg, this is my favorite knife you've ever made. So, it was a lot of work doing this, you guys, and we wanted to do something different than what's out in that space. So to do that required a bunch of time, energy, and effort, and we've done it the best way possible. What we're going to do now over the next few years is see if we can get the price to come down a little bit. I don't know if we can. Everything's so expensive now, it just blows my mind. I think we raised our prices 14% last year. It doesn't even touch the increases that I've had in costs. It's been what's a good use of the word Biden? it's been like an atrocious, Bidenocious. It's been Bidenocious, like atrocious, abysmal, Bidenismal. No, it's been Biden hell. No, it's been Biden awful. No, 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 no. It's been catastrophe. It's been catastrophic. Bidenofic. It's been Bidenofic. Bidenofic. I went to this trade show, National Hardware Show last week in Las Vegas. Said it used to be, the promoter came by and told me, how's the show? You going to sign up for next year? Are you ready to go? I'm like, oh God, no. They're like, what? I said, no, it was awful. She said, well, you're the only one who said that. I said, well, that's funny. Every one of my neighbors around me, we've commented to each other, well, it's pretty dead. And then I've asked them, how's the show been for you? And everybody says, oh, it's not bad, And I go, oh, it's awful over at my booth. And they go, yeah, it's pretty awful. Nobody wants to say it's awful. Everyone, it's okay. So the news channels report that the stock market's doing great because they're honest. Like the stock market, New York, it's super honest. The biggest fucking hustle show game of all goddamn time, right? So the stock market's doing great, ergo America must be doing great. Well, interest rates riding. I don't know. What's the current interest rate today? Let's just take a little see. Let's take a little look. Current rate. 3 bips on the LIBOR, baby. 30 years at 7%. Yeah, it's 7% right now. So the show was 1.2 million square feet. It was down to 300,000 square feet this year. National Hardware Show. Mostly fucking China. There were fucking Chinamen everywhere. You couldn't throw a chopstick without stabbing 2 Chinamen in the eye. I haven't seen so many Chinamen outside of China. National Hardware Show. People were almost confused by my backdrop that said 100% American made. They're like, but actually, where do you make the parts? I'm like, well, see where it says 100%? Right where that flag comes from is where all the parts are made. Here in the United States. Well, where do you assemble? I'm like, at our factory in Phoenix. Like, they were confused. Then people say, oh, that's awesome. Can I get one? Yep, it's $240. What? I just bought a car from China for $18. I'm like, well, that makes sense. It ought to be a good one. Yeah, so the aisles were empty. The show was empty. I didn't see one national buyer. I think everybody found out the trade shows have been kind of a racket. And since COVID, everybody had these big years during COVID where they never went to a trade show. A lot of big companies are like, to send all of us there in the big booth and the fucking hotels and the per diem, on and on and on, plus the work that doesn't get done here at the factory. Fuck it. We're staying at the factory. Because I didn't see them some bitches at the show. All right, you guys. A little bit of a rant. I was chasing off Chinamen. Brian White, we may luck out and get the OTF for our anniversary. You're going to get the OTF actually really soon. And everybody who complained about it, complained about the time, I'm sorry. Took a little longer. Glad it did. When you get it, you're going to go, oh, fuck, that asshole. Greg is such an asshole. It was totally worth the wait. And I'm going to be cool with that. You got to be willing to take it on the chin if you do what I do. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll be doing some Vulcan stuff. Oh, yeah. In the UK, you guys have been... The United Kingdom, you guys aren't even... Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. Kelly, I got a girl on here who bought it for... There's a girl on... Guys, there's a girl on our show. I don't know if there's ever been a girl on our show. I'm super excited about that. Kelly, hi. Welcome. We're doing this You guys are going to love this. We're doing this series of knives right now. I just had an art meeting about it, which is the Wars of America. So French and Indian Revolutionary, 1812, Civil War, Indian Wars, Spanish American War, World War One, World War Two, Korea, Vietnam, Persian Gulf War, one. Oh yeah, okay, it's working. So yeah, they were just all super confused by the American made thing. And we won't be going back to the National Hardware Show. I have some other options. But all in all, it's been an interesting couple of months. And the new website being up, the new structure that we have for online sales, I think is going to help you guys out. Sorry for the delay in the OTF, but frankly, it's such a good product now. I didn't really realize after we made it work and we're happy with it how complex the process was going to be to kind of spool it up into production. So I told everybody, I said, well, I'm hoping to do it in a year, but if it takes a little more, it may take a little more. If it takes a little less, we'll be lucky. And as it turns out, the hardest thing in the entire process, the hardest thing, the clips. The clips have been a 3-month delay in delivery of the knife. Now, that should all end this week. So I'm excited about that. Finally letting this baby get born. Anyway, that's it. Does anybody, it wasn't rough. How many people quit? Nobody, I don't know if anybody who quit over the OTF. It's just been a lot of little new kinds of challenges we haven't encountered before. We did some internal parts. We had them MIM'd. And to do that, that's interacting with another technology and the coordination to make that happen and get the amount of time it takes to make tools and then have samples sent and then have revisions and have tools modified. It's a big process, more than you might think, but we really set the knife up for consistency of build and kind of a higher level of production than we typically do. So I think not only are we going to sell a bunch of them, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. And as a tool user and a knife guy, I gave it a little bit more, it's got a little more size to it. It's like a real knife. Some of the times, some of the knives are a little too skinny and the blades are too small and they're just kind of, it's a size I don't really like to use. If you're just opening letters, who cares? But if you're going to use it and do any actual work, I like to be able to index it. I don't like a knife to feel almost square in my hand. I like it to where I can kind of index the top and the bottom by feel for where the edges are. I like a rectangular, essentially cross-section, more oval rather than square. And I've seen them mostly square or so narrow I don't really like them. It's pretty cool. I think you guys are going to dig the shit out of it. I can't, I've been doing this for I've been trying to wear it out, frankly, because I want to see how many of these I'm going to get for returns. And it just runs like a fucking scalded ape. It's just, give me out, give me in, give me out, give me in. It just yells at you. It's awesome. Any texture titanium skills for the SK? Yeah, maybe. I don't think I push Microtech into anything. I think Microtech's a really good company. Anthony's a visionary designer, maker. And is there any blade play at all? Yes, there is. This style of channel OTF's got a little blade play. What you need, Alan?
It's got a preliminary drawing for that clip.
Oh, okay. Yes. You're going to make one now?
Yep.
Make it so, Alan.
It shall be so.
Wah. Guys, I have such a fucking good team. Like, whatever I want made, they'll make it for me. It's fucking crazy. ASKs, any idea when the ASK blades and breakers will be available? Blades and breakers are available now. What are you talking about? I don't know what that's about. Plenty of ASK. All right, you guys want to do a little Q&A session? Fucking bring it. I got 50 of you online. What blade steel on the OTF? S45. I am never going to make one out of Magna Cut. I think it's a shitty steel. Best of luck to it. Ugh. Hate that metal. You know what it is? If you get a great knife out of it, If you get a great knife out of MagnaCut, great for you. It is unstable thermally. It is a pain in the ass to machine. Put me down for a set of tie. Oh, okay. I see somebody. I'm like, I'm not going to put you down, Joe, for a set of tie ASK skills when they come out. Yeah. I'll let you know about that. We may or may not. We may make some aluminum ones before we do the tie. Tie's kind of heavy for the handles on that knife. Maybe we will. I don't know. California legal OTF on the horizon. No. Fuck the California legislature. Fuck that whole bunch of the power structure there. You folks out in California, I feel bad for you. I love California. What a great place. Awful. Slim MIDI Marauder with G10. No. Kelly White, move. I'm not sure what that means. You want me to move? Kelly, asking, she shall receive. Kelly White. Move out of California. Thanks, Kelly. I got it. And she's smart. Who belongs to Kelly? Let's get Kelly on the show. Kelly, why don't you bounce in here with us and talk a little bit? How do I invite? Does anybody know how I invite Kelly to talk? Kelly, ask to join the conversation. I'm going to bring you in. Let me see if I can find you. I think we should bring Kelly in. Kelly, put user in timeout. Add as moderator. No, it won't let me do that. Ask if you could join. I don't know. Do you guys know how to do that? Let me see if I can figure the fuck out how to do that. I don't know. No. That would be dangerous. Not a good thing. Cancel. I don't know how to do that. Okay. Oh, Kelly, so you don't want to join us? Kelly, if you can, we would love for you to join us. We'd like to do some chick knife talk at Medford Knife and Tool. Jump in if you can. Ask to join the conversation, and I'll bring you in, okay? I don't know how else we do that. I think there's some way you can ask. Come on, some of you YouTubers have got to know the answer. If you don't, you're gonna miss out on Kelly. We all want to hear what Kelly's like. She's buying a knife for her dude and talking shit about California. I want to meet this chick. Kelly, where are you? Can we get a T-bone with no inlay? No. I honestly don't know how to join. Does anybody know how to tell Kelly how to join in the conversation? I thought there was some way to do that. Joe, don't you know how to invite somebody in? The Gigantes. Artica not coming back anytime soon. The Gigantes is complete in the machine shop. It is now in blade making and finishing. So those are going to hit. I think you need a third-party app like StreamYard to add or invite. Well, damn it all. Thank you, Rob. Kelly, I'm sorry. I knew there was some way to invite people in. Maybe it was when I was talking on Instagram or doing something. I don't know. I thought there was some way to have you on here. So sorry. Maybe we'll have you call in sometime. All right. I think that's about it. Unless any of you kids have any other questions or unless Kelly figures out a way to hack in. Don't know how on YouTube. It's easier on Instagram. Okay, Joe knows how to do it on Instagram. That's okay. Thanks, Kelly. Hey, thanks to the rest of you stopping in. Do you buy your Trump USA Bible yet? Well, I thought one came with my shoes when I get my shoes. Greg Medford, Medford Knife, MKT USA, and ASK Knives. I am out. Go buy MedfordKnife.com. Check it out. Also this week, don't forget to stop by and check out our new website and our new vault show that we're doing this week.